Hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be with you. It's a really good day, and I'm really grateful that it's a good day. And I was thinking about the summer and how we're coming into like the closing of the summer and the beginning of the fall. But in that, there maybe we dropped some things. Maybe we maybe we dropped some things when we were uh, focused on all of the energy that the summer brings, and especially as we have been experiencing so much change in our environment and in our world. And so I really wanted to invite us to think about, what is it that I want to nurture in my life at this time, or have I dropped something that I need to pick back up? What do I do when I drop something, especially something valuable? There's a couple of things that we can do when we drop something valuable that's precious to us, and one of the options is that we can attend to it. We can pick it back up. We can um, leave it there. We can clean it up. We can um, repair it if it got broken. And if it's something like a seed, if I drop something like a seed, then I have the opportunity to nurture it. And if I didn't remember to take care of it, if it's been kind of on its own, figuring out its own way, then I can nurture it. And those seeds live outside of us, but they also live inside of us. And so what do? We can go back to it, and we can nurture it, water it, and see if it wants to respond, and if it wants to respond to our attention. And it's important that when we drop something, that we do something. And that something can sometimes be nothing. Sometimes we drop something and it's like, oh, I'm just going to leave that there for right now. And that can be really good for the soul, especially for those of us who really like to make sure that everything's in order and everything's in its place and everything is doing what it needs to be doing. So, what if we can leave it there? Or what if we can pick it back up? Or what if we can nurture it and care for it? And we can look at all of the different results of those different actions. So, oh, if I leave it there, that's a choice, that's an action. What would be the consequence of doing that? If I pick it up, what would be the consequence? What would I need to do with it if I pick it up? And this can be anything. This can be relationships. This can be people. This can be places. It can be an object, an item, but it can also be dreams in our seeds. We also do seed planting around our dreams. What are the seeds that we want to plant around what we want to cultivate and what we want to bring into our lives? And so it's important to think about that ability to nurture those things, but it's also important to think about, how do I want to prepare for that? And if I'm going to pick something back up, what is my commitment to to care for it? Do I want to place it in someone else's hands? Do I want to delegate? Um, do I need help with it? Do I really want to take care of it myself? Is that really what I want to do or need to do? Or do I really need to welcome some other hands to join me? Welcome some other hands to join me, and so uh, you know, um, I I always like to work with poets, and I have a poet who's a farmer that I really love, who's named Wendell Berry, and I wanted to share something with you about the seed and about the hands and about how these things become a part of us, and about nurturing. So Wendell Berry, sowing the seed, my hand is one with the earth. Wanting the seed to grow, my mind is one with the light. Hoeing the crop, my hands are one with the rain. Having cared for the plants, my mind is one with the air. Hungry and trusting, my mind is one with the earth. Eating the fruit, my body is at one with the earth. So hand, mind, and body. And so I just think about the seeds that we've planted, and how we can have access to these relationships that we have with our environment, the relationships we have with our communities, the relationships that we have with our families and with our friends, with the earth itself and with the other kin that we have here, because we need each other and we're related to the seed that we're planting and we're related to the plant that grows from that seed and we're related to the future that we have to offer to all of our kin, to the animals and the other human beings and the creatures that live in this beautiful, on the sweet face of Mother Nature, on the earth. And so, how are we leaving our legacy? Are we leaving that legacy of truth? Are we leaving that legacy of authenticity and honesty? I mean, we're learning more about who we are every day. None of us really knows completely. I even think by the time we die, we probably don't fully know who we are. It's like this incredible path of discovery and this incredible path of recovery of who we are in this journey of wholeness. And so when we're thinking about that, I just want you to think about, hey, are there any seeds that I've left uh, that I want to pick back up, or is there something that I need to nurture that I haven't nurtured in a while, or is there something that I'm yearning for, longing for that I really would like to pick back up, whether it's a project or whether it's a relationship, or sometimes our friendships. I don't know about you, but I know that during the pandemic, there, I wasn't able to be with my friends in some of the ways that I wanted to be, and so, do I want to pick up, maybe a weekend that I used to have with my friends, or do I want to take a trip with some family members that maybe I like to take, or take a walk to a certain place where we used to like to walk or to be. So really to pick up the things that are nurturing, the things that are nourishing, and to also look at, hey, am I being asked to change something? And if I am, what is the change I'm being called to make? What is it that I want to be experiencing now that, maybe I haven't experienced before? And so this is really a time to ask ourselves in this time of late summer, especially since we're starting to look at the harvest and what we're going to be harvesting. As Wendell Berry said, what feeds the body, that his hunger is being fed. So what is it that is feeding the body? What is it that's caring for your body? Um, because what is feeding our mind is also feeding our heart. And so what am I feeding my heart? How am I nurturing my heart? And what is feeding my heart is also feeding my spirit. And what is feeding my spirit is also feeding my body. And so I think it is important to think about what I'm nurturing at this time, and what kind of harvest that's going to bring me. What kind of harvest am I going to experience through those seeds that I've planted, or can I nurture those seeds that maybe I haven't attended for a minute, who would really like some attention from me? And so I can do several different things. I can pick it up, I can clean it up, I can leave it there, I can do it over, I can do things over. And what if we drop seeds that are growing and that are flourishing and that are being nourished, that are meaningful to us and that allow us to become even more of who we are? Have a really blessed week. Have a good weekend, and I will see you next week.